contest to find Timothee Chalamet lookalikes.
A 21-year-old from Staten Island named Miles was ultimately the winner of the contest.
And he's here. Yes.
Come
yes,
on. Hi, my name is Miles Mitchell. I'm the winner of the Timothee Chalamet lookalike competition. And yeah, so this is my first YouTube channel. After the entire event, I decided I'm going to dive headfirst into trying to become a YouTuber, content creator, anything like that. Just because, why not? I want to make the most out of things. So, in case you haven't seen, there is a super viral, famous Timothee Chalamet lookalike competition that touched global headlines, and I happen to be fortunate enough to win the competition. And I've seen so many other videos of like, I attended the Timothee Chalamet lookalike competition, I judged it, I hosted it, and like all of that. So I feel like I'm the only person in the world to make I won the Timothee Chalamet lookalike competition. Also the first ever lookalike competition of 2024, which spiraled so many derivatives of this competition everywhere else in the world. There was like a Harry Styles, Zayn Malik, or there's a bunch of them like everywhere else, like the guy from The Bear. Like there is so many of them. So I know that I'm a month late, but in the grand scheme of history of pop culture, I want to at least have some sort of footprint of me making a video about my experience winning this competition. In case in 20 years you're doing a pop culture history video or report. So let's backtrack. The event happened October 27th, 2024, 1 p.m. at Washington Square Park Arch. So let's backtrack 1 week before this, where a mysterious man of Gilbert put up 100 flyers in New York City of this Timothee Chalamet lookalike competition, and all of my friends started sending me these flyers, and they were like, yo, dude, like, you should go. And people have not always said I look like Timothee Chalamet. It's only when I started growing my hair out like this. And actually, funny enough, literally about a year ago today, a video of me went viral when I went to a barber shop in the UK when I studied abroad there for having a Timothee Chalamet inspired haircut. And if you go on TikTok and search Timothee Chalamet hair, I will be the first thing that you see. Funny enough. So this competition happened, and I saw that it was at Washington Square Park. And if you are from New York, you know the vibes of Washington Square Park. It is where all of the crazy, random, degenerate activities happen. I wanted to give back the same energy that Washington Square Park gives out. So I decided to go to Goodwill and buy this entire costume. I planned well in advance. I got this the day before. It was just kind of like on a whim that, dude, I think it'd be funny if I wore like a Willy Wonka costume. I actually wanted to wear a Atreides costume, but it wouldn't deliver on Amazon in time because I literally did not think of this before. So I settled for this, and I somehow managed to pull this entire outfit, even like the shoes. I got a briefcase at Goodwill too, and before I go to the competition, I stopped by CVS. I'm like, oh my God, what if I fill this thing with candy? So I filled the briefcase with candy that I would later use to bribe the audience to win the competition. So I show up to the competition, and it is a total sensory overload as soon as you get there. Unlike the RSVP thing, like 2,500 people RSVP'd, and there must have been like 2,000 or 3,000 people at Washington Square Park, a total mob of people. And as soon as I get there, I'm instantly surrounded by people asking for pictures and for interviews, and like the competition didn't even start. People are just constantly going up to all the contestants, and I was just like, whoa, this is crazy. But I was already standing on business. I was giving out candy to everyone. I was like, of course I'll do a picture. Like it's Wonka time, you know what I mean? But then the competition starts, where the mysterious man Gilbert rides in with his really like 18th century giant bicycle. And there's like a whole red carpet and everything, and there is a entire circle surrounding us and all of the contestants. And then before the competition even starts, the police show up and then arrest one of the contestants and then start arresting people. And there is the great Timothée Chalamet pilgrimage to the second location that Gilbert planned geniusly, which was on a playground, which I would say is much better than Washington Square Park because this playground was on an upslope. So all the contestants got to go on this upslope, and then all of the pedestrians could watch from like more of like a bottom standpoint. So everyone was able to view the contest. You didn't have to be in the front. Everyone got a good view. So all the Timothees are lined up, and then Gilbert and the other judges, there were 4 judges, being Ben of the Week, Chloe Forero, Amber Alexander, Tamir, and but their Instagram should be here or something. They were all amazing, really nice people. And they lined up all the Timmies and they did like this, like go out on the stage and then get booed or cheered by the crowd. And they did that with everyone. And then my genius tactic was when I went up, I decided to open up my briefcase and start throwing candy at the audience, enabling my bribery strategy, which would help me win the competition. Each judge picked one Timothée, and they each asked us 4 questions. The 4 questions were:
imagine Timothee Chalamet in a Marvel role. Oh yeah, let's go. Which one would it be?
This was the craziest one, I'm not gonna lie. Would you
impregnate Kylie Jenner?
Would you impregnate Kylie Jenner? Like, imagine, like, out of all questions that you could ask, you're just like, this will really get him. I'll give him credit. I'll give him credit. That was the wildest question I ever thought. Like, I get it. Like, would you date Kylie Jenner? Like, that makes sense. But like, nah, would you impregnate her? Fortunately, I have a girlfriend, so I was just like, no, because I have a girlfriend. So that was an easy answer for me. And then the third question was, do you
give me one sentence in French?
And I confidently speak 0 French. Except my first country I ever been to was France. And it was like a student high school exchange thing. Best time ever. Literally one of the best days of my life. And, well, best times of my life. I was fortunate to go to Paris and Reims, which is outside of Paris. And they taught me some slang like "Taguer fus d'apu," which means, hello, nice to meet you. It does not mean that. Don't look that up. But last question was,
if you could do one thing to make the world a better place, what would it be?
And on a serious note, you can see that lovely Palestinian kufiya there. And I proudly said,
and Wonka, man.
Free Palestine.
Continuing, they narrowed down the top 5 to top 2.
2 Timothees left. Just 2 Timothees.
Which was me and this splendid, spectacular, dapper, handsome gentleman named Xander, who I'll put right here. And he was stunting a Paul Atreides-inspired look, which was perfect, in my opinion, for the competition. We have a Willy Wonka and a Paul Atreides. And fun fact, I have not watched Wonka. Like, this is like kind of like a mic drop. But yeah, in fact, I don't know anything about Timothée Chalamet. I have not seen any movies from him except Dune 2. I haven't even seen Dune 1. I've only watched Dune 2. I don't know anything about this guy, except that in the past 2 years, people have been saying that I look like him. But honestly, on like a real note, if I ever get to meet Timothée Chalamet, I would love to really meet him because I really just want to like interact with him, like person to person. Like, I'm not really a fanboy like that, so if I meet him, like, oh my god, I'm your biggest fan. Like, nah, I don't want to have that like fan to celebrity like friendship. I would like to have like a person to person friendship. And I feel like for some like celebrities and I guess influencers and stuff, it's hard to kind of be friends with your fans because they hold you on some kind of pedestal. But if I were to ever meet Timothée Chalamet, it would just be like, yo, like, that's my bro right there. Like, we could like get coffee or something. So Timmy, if you're watching this, like I would love to get food with you. I'll pay for you. I'll treat you right. I'll be a sugar daddy. Anyway, so I was crowned the winner from the competition, which was the craziest moment of my life probably, because immediately after, Gilbert, the guy, also revealed himself as AnthPo, who is a great YouTuber who is also the Cheeseball Man, which if you're from New York or if you've seen it on the internet, you know that was also a phenomenon that took place. And then every Timothée participant also got $50, which was also like the prize that I won, and which the check is hanging right there. And hopefully it doesn't fall again because it fell like 2 times already. I literally just taped it up. As soon as I was crowned the winner, I have never had so many like flashes and pictures taken of me like ever. I think there have been more pictures taken of me within that realm of 15 minutes than in my entire life. Like, there were hundreds of cameras literally just like clicking away at me, and I was like, whoa. It actually felt like what it's like to be a celebrity. And it was such a sensory overload. And I'm kind of mad low-key because like the most viral video of like the Timothée Chalamet lookalike winner is me getting interviewed by the Daily Mail, and I look so deranged. Like my eyes are like darting like literally everywhere, and I'm like so in like a sensory overload right now. So when people look up that like the Timothee Chalamet look like winner, it is just this deranged video of me. And I'm just like, dang, like you could have got a better angle. Like, anyway, I stayed for an hour after the event because people were actually like lined up to interview me and take pictures with me. And I was perfectly fine with that. But at the same time, there were like people like arguing with each other. Like, oh no, I asked first. I was here longer. I was here then. And I was like, dude, like, I'll be here. Like, it's okay. Like, that was actually starting to stress me out. Like, people were actually starting to argue with each other about like taking like a picture or something. Granted, that wasn't like everyone. That was like 3 people, but like that was like 3 people too much. Like I wasn't going anywhere. And I was very happy to take pictures with people because I was like, when else will I experience this kind of thing, you know? Also, the best thing was that like I got put on VOGUE Magazine, and there was only one reason why I want to go on VOGUE Magazine is because of that one Drake song. This is like so niche, but like, you know, it's like, don't tell me that you model if you ain't been on Vogue. Like, I could say that now. When that song goes on in the club, I'm gonna be singing that with my chest. That's literally the only reason why I ever want to be on Vogue. Is just so I could really say that, like, when I'm in the club and I hear that. Anyway, after the competition, the judges and Anthony all invited me to go get food with them after, which was really nice of them. And I was walking with them in the street with my 6-foot trophy in my Willy Wonka outfit. And a lot of people, even in that commute to where we got food, were just coming up to me like, oh, can we take a picture? Can we take a picture? And stuff like that. And actually, some people were just coming up to me and just taking pictures of me without even saying anything. They were just like phone in the face, like taking pictures. And I was just like, whoa, dang, like, is this what celebrities like go through every day? Like, that you could just be like going along about, and then people were just coming up to you like asking for pictures, and or not even asking and just like straight up holding their phone out recording you. And it's just like, I of course don't mind, but at the same time it's like I could see how for years upon years that could be pretty draining. And so I really feel like I tapped into like what it's like to really live a celebrity life. Anyway, we got food and I started talking to the judges more, like Ben of the Week, Amber, Chloe, Anthony, Tamir, and all of them. And they were all very nice, and they were all so like supportive and very motivating because they were like, dude, like you should start making like content and stuff like that, like make the most out of it. And before this, I did not really have a TikTok that I'd post on. I would not really post on Instagram, and all of a sudden it's just like, okay, now I gotta post all the time about this, and it's just like, whoa, like complete change up in like what I expected to do in like my daily life. So granted, it's only like a month in, but I've been trying to keep up with that. I'm experimenting, trying new things. And I was on the phone with Chloe, and she was also giving me like a ton of advice on like when it comes to TikTok. That was very nice of her. And so after all that, I checked my phone, and then my friends and my family are all texting me like, dude, like you're on Vogue, you're on like CNN, you're on NBC, you're on New York Times, like all of these like news things. I'm just like, whoa, like this is crazy. And then I was suggested to like start making TikTok. So I literally just made a TikTok. Like, mind you, I have no experience in this kind of stuff. So this is my first time like really trying to, I guess, really post something. So I just did like a video of me holding the trophy. I was just like, POV, I just won the Timothee Chalamet contest. And then that ended up going viral on TikTok and Instagram. And then I got so many hate comments, like, oh my God, like it was crazy. And honestly, like, I don't mind. A lot of them were like really funny. Like some of them were saying that I look like the Onceler, or like I look like Alex Wolff, or just a bunch of other characters, which is fine. I mean, I'm really okay with like not looking like Timothée Chalamet because I'd rather look like myself. I have my own distinct look, which is totally okay. And now this is the aftermath of what happened post like the day after the competition. So my socials are kind of exploding a bit. I think, so on TikTok, I got about 5,500 followers, I think. Like it jumped. And then on my Instagram, I went from like 1,500 followers to like 4,500. What surprised me was I studied abroad for a year. I studied abroad in London and South Korea, which I'm very happy about. So I have friends kind of all over the world. And they were sending me like their news articles of like me and their local news. So I'm in like Finnish news, German news, Swedish news, Taiwanese news, Indian news, Korean news. And actually shout out Korea, because from any other country outside the US, I've never gotten more requests to do interviews than Korea, which I'm so happy to do because I really loved living in South Korea. Like, it was so great. I had like my own little apartment. I would eat Korean food basically every day. I'm a big kimchi lover, and I got to see Psy perform, and it was great. I love Korea. That could be a whole other video. But I was also starting to get some of like the brand deals out of this competition, and I want to say yes to literally everything that comes my way. I want to be so open to all of like these opportunities. So from this entire event, I'll list out some of like the brands that have contacted me, which is some of my favorites too. So there are brands like Shake Shack, Google was the one of the craziest ones to me. There's even more about that I'll post in the future. Avenue Man Hair Products, which I also modeled for, which was crazy to me. I never really thought I'd be in a position where I would ever get to do modeling, but that was really great. And the owner, Sergio Slavnov, also like gave me like a really nice haircut, which he posted. And also L'Oreal, I think, like a skincare brand, like they reached out to me and gave me some free stuff. I got free Feastables from I love Mr. Beast. Oh my gosh, what else? Also did a video for NYX Cosmetics. And also, I got to go on TV because the Drew Barrymore show, which, I'm sorry, I've never heard of it before. And I feel like that's the thing with me. Like, I'm so out of tune with pop culture. Like, this is a very significant event in pop culture history, but I know nothing about pop culture, anything. I can't name like 5 celebrities except like LeBron James or something. Like, I only know like the really, really, really famous people. Anyone else, like, I really don't know. I don't know like anything. I don't watch TV. I watch anime, but I don't watch TV. I'm not in tune with all that stuff. So the Drew Barrymore show reached out to me, and I was like, awesome, I get to go on TV. Like, that's so sick. And like this week, I usually don't skip school, but as like a marketing major, this is like real life version of what I'm learning in class. I explained to my professor like, oh, I'm sorry, like, I can't really go to class today because I'm going on the Drew Barrymore show because I went viral on the internet for looking like Timothee Chalamet. Which is such a random sentence to say, but it's true. So I went on the Drew Barrymore show, and I loved that experience because now I could like cross off the bucket list that I got to go on TV. Really fun. I had like my own dressing room. They like did like my hair and my makeup, but they told me at first that like I was just gonna like sit in the audience and they were just gonna interact with me like back and forth. But then as soon as like they start airing, like Drew Barrymore, and she was like, oh no, come up here. So I was just like, whoa. And then there was like her and like 3 other people just asking me questions. And sadly, I think they cut out like a lot of it when they posted it. They asked me like if I had like a girlfriend, and I was like, yeah, I'm dating the winner of the Drew Barrymore lookalike competition. And they ate that up like in the show. Like, they were laughing about it. They did not air that. I thought that was really funny. So yeah, that was a bit sad. But anyway, we continue to answer news interviews. So like, why do you think that these celebrity lookalike competitions are so popular? I coined them off 2 particular reasons why I think celebrity lookalike competitions are so popular now. And that is because it kind of humanizes celebrities, in my opinion. Like, I feel like before, especially in the past, like prior to the internet, like celebrities were like praised like gods. Like basically like Michael Jackson, like people were fainting looking at like people like that. And I feel like because of the internet, kind of just see like they live also like normal lives. Celebrities post on social media just like you do all the time. And I feel like with these lookalike competitions, it kind of is like, yes, like you praise these people and they're put on such high pedestals, but there's also other people that kind of look similar to the people that you hyper fantasize, but they just have like normal lives and they just go about things without any sort of spotlight. So I pulls the curtain behind like other people that may look like these celebrities and just have gone unnoticed. So it gives people like an excitement, like, oh my gosh, I get to see different variants of my favorite crush. And that ties into the second thing why these competitions are so popular, and it's because it's entertaining. It is so entertaining. Like, people are eating this kind of stuff up because it's just a free event that you don't have to spend any money. You just show up and get to participate in some random event. And especially because there's so many horrible things that go on in the world, I think that it's something that's funny and entertaining. Like, you just go with your friends to see a bunch of people compete to be a lookalike of some random celebrity or something. And honestly, like, if I was a celebrity and they had a lookalike competition of me, I would be very flattered by that. So I really hope, like who could get upset by these things? Like, absolutely no one. There's only things to like gain, unless you're maybe like the people that got booed. I really hope that didn't hurt your confidence. But besides that, I think that there's only like positive things that can come from these things. Who knows, maybe like a next like superstar. I mean, unfortunately, like I don't really have any crazy music talent or really kind of any talent. Well, I don't know. Well, I don't really have any like crazy super talents that would have like exploded my career for whatever I was trying to do. So I don't have any origin story like that. So that kind of ties into like my next little spiel about like what I plan to do going forward. And with all, I guess, 15 minutes of fame from this competition, I want to, I guess, try to become like some sort of YouTuber or like content creator. And honestly, I'm gonna be so real. Like, even before this competition, I really don't know what I want to do with my life. And I feel like this kind of just opened a door for me. And I'm really trying to teach myself just not to say no and just to try out new things. So this is going to be another realm that I experiment with. I'm going to try to upload videos. If you asked me a month ago if I would do this, I would say absolutely not. But now it's something that's been presented to me, and especially after meeting so many really nice people that are in this field, I have like a wave of motivation to try to make YouTube videos. And I feel like it can kind of just tie into anything that I want to do. So actually, potential foreshadowing, in a couple months, I potentially will be going to Japan for school. So maybe I'll start uploading like daily vlogs in Japan or something. Or maybe I'll never post again on this YouTube channel. But now I will have this video here left permanently in YouTube's history as the one and only winner of the Timothee Chalamet lookalike competition that no one else can replicate unless there's like one next year. And like, that guy's probably much hotter than me or something like that. I also want to do something that I think is really fun and really cool, and also for an important cause, is that I'm making merch based off of this historic pop culture event that will go down in history. You can buy any of these lovely t-shirts in the link in my bio, and I'm donating 100% of all profits to the PCRF, which is the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund, which helps out children that are in Palestine and Lebanon that need medical care. And I'm also going to match up to the first $500 in profit. So if I make $500 in profit, I'm donating all of that, and I'm also donating $500 of my own money that I've made off of all like my brand deals and my collaborations and stuff like that. And I'm donating everything. I'm also going to put the QR code here if you just want to donate directly to like the fundraiser that I have set up, just because I feel like if I were to ever become like a cool celebrity or someone famous, that I would also want to have some sort of kind of like philanthropy, giving back to something that I confidently speak about. So yeah, buy my merch. And so that is now my first YouTube video. If you watched it, thank you so much for your time. Yeah, like this is like my first time. I'm really just winging it. But if you watch this, you're the GOAT. And yeah, I'm gonna wonk out of here.